Hey guys, got another video for you today. This is my Samsonite luggage. I checked, unfortunately, I'm a couple years out of warranty, and I noticed that my wheels, this is plastic, where it's supposed to have rubber. You guys can see the difference. I didn't even notice it. I noticed that it was acting a little different, but not like crazy different where I'd have to check to see what was going on. Actually, I have two, and ironically, they're on the same side. So, don't know if it got caught on something or if they did some damage when they were transporting it in and out of the airplane. Not sure. But I wondered, hey, can it be repaired? Looked on Amazon, and there was two different wheels that you can buy. One is this whole assembly that actually bolts from inside out. But then I seen a couple kits that just comes with the rollers, the wheels, their bearings, not the best bearings, but their bearings, and some screws. Well, screws, and then there's two different sizes of, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like a reverse bolt. So it's a nut, but that it's like a bolt. So, and I'll show you this. Hopefully, this works. It doesn't have a drill bit. There is a more expensive kit for about $4 or $5 more that includes a bit, and my wheels were a little bit odd size because they have kits that are like 45 millimeters, which that's the tire diameter, 50 millimeters, which those are ones I bought, and mine are like 49 millimeters. So I'm hoping it was just tread wear, but I don't have much room. I think this will work, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And these are retained by a rivet that passes through, and they probably just use a compression type of device to lock it in so it doesn't come out. So it's not serviceable, but if you drill this out, it should come out. Now the instructions aren't the best on this kit. I'll leave you guys a link to the kit that I purchased. It was again $11.99. It was $1 off, and it includes a couple Allen screws, the actual screw, and these receiver bolts, I'll call them, and some washers. Now the washers are going to be used on the outside, but also on the inside if you need to kind of shore up any distance. But the instructions are very, very vague. A lot that's kind of missing. Now they explain two ways. One is you can drill out the rivet. The other is they show like a hacksaw. I don't know how. I guess you could if you had a super microfiber or a micro size hacksaw. I'm gonna drill it out and yeah, bring guys along. Hopefully, if you guys have a luggage, this isn't a super expensive luggage. I don't know if I spent 65, $100, probably like $100 10 years ago, 12 years ago, because I think this comes with like a 10-year warranty. I forget exactly, but I know I'm about a year and a half out. There is a date tag. If you guys look it up, Samsonite, it'll tell you when it was built, and mine is outside of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Grab a pair of safety glasses. You guys don't want no metal in your eye. And the drill size that I'm using, and I just kind of, what I did is I took the one of the wheels, found something that would fit but not too tight. I can tell you what size, and the instructions should tell you at least the size. And I have this little gauge here. Sorry, there's not a ton of light. I was trying to do it where there's some outdoor light helping out. So this one is a 15, is it 64? 1564, the bit that I'm using. A standard drill. And I'm gonna drill, baby drill. Now I'm gonna go really slow. I also have a plastic bag that I cut in half because the metal shavings will go, and I don't want them to get in the carpet. So my plan is to, when I'm done, just wrap it up and throw it in the garbage. And what you also have to do, I already took this one off to see how this was designed. There's a little plastic cap that you have to pry out. I have a bunch of random little picks and screwdrivers. And what I did, I'll show you on the one I didn't do yet, is I kind of try to work it something very, very small. This is like a dental pick. I did this one a while ago before I ordered. So, oh, didn't use that. But I have a very miscellaneous screwdrivers here. Now I'm going to find something that is smaller. Yeah, again, this is a very cheap, but one of the micro screwdrivers. And I'm just going to kind of try to work it in here. And this should work. I don't even know if these caps are going to fit when I'm done. So I'm kind of pushing it in and prying it out. There it goes. Now, if you're a perfectionist, I do have a little nick. It's plastic on plastic, but you know, if you're repairing this, chances are your luggage has gotten beat up a little bit on the airport because, man, these guys are not very careful when they throw your bags on the conveyor belt or the airplane. This one's got some beauty marks and some wear for sure. So on my drill, I'm going to go on the slow speed, but don't matter. You just want to kind of feather it. I'll try to do it where you guys can see it. And I might have to go one up on this drill bit, but if you guys can see the metal shavings. Oh, I'm backing it off. I just clicked the reverse. I'm backing off because it bit. That means this this rivet probably already let go or starting to let go. Oh, see, make sure I get this metal. I don't want it to go on the carpet, so I want it to be on this thing here. Backing it off. Anytime it bites, I'm backing it off and going reverse. Oh, there it goes. That's it. So see how this, just like a rivet, the ring, well, not really a ring. This was one piece. I drilled out the center, but the ring lets go or where it's crimped. And there is a washer. I don't know if that washer fell out on the front or the back, but I'm going to go ahead and theoretically pull this out. And there it is. Looks like they had some grease in there because this is not a bearing. This is just, which is not a bad deal. It's a just like a metal post, again with the end that they crimp to close it up, and metal shavings. Glad I put this down. You guys can see maybe you can't see, but there's a bunch of little metal shavings all over. Moment of truth. Is this going to fit? And then again, there's two different sizes depending on the width of your wheel. And I don't know what size I'm going to need. It does fit in the hole, which is good. It's a very good sign so far. Well, one of the holes. If I can just find the hole. Yep. So, well, that's a good so far. Will my tire, oh yeah. Will my tire fit? Yes, it will. Okay, I don't know if this was the short one or the long one. So this kit is gonna work. There's not a whole lot of room at the top there, but oh yeah, spins nice and free. And these rollers, it remind me of a roller skate roller. Very like that, what was it, polyurethane or urethane was what they used to call them, I think. But that was the long. I'm going to go in with the short. Because they also said to use washers on the end, and then if you need them, washers on the middle. I don't think I'm going to need them. Maybe, maybe I will. Let's see. So, maybe one washer in the middle. Yeah. So this is the probably the hardest part is just trying to get everything lined up perfect. Yeah. Okay. Got my washer on the end, and I'm gonna let gravity help me out here. Well, not gravity, well, gravity, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop that washer in there, and I'm gonna pull it out a little bit. Okay. Now I'm just looking at my spacing once I get this through here. Um, one on the inside, that would be perfect as long as I don't have any wobbly. Let me back this out, and I'm going to try 2 washers. Now, if I need 2 washers, I'll put one on each side. I'll try to, just so it's balanced in the center. But I'm going to do it on one side right now just because that's the easiest for me. I'm just going to see if this thing will even fit with 2. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It pushed the other washer off. So one washer on the inside for me. And one on each end. So for me, the short ones are going to be the ticket. So I'm doing one washer on the outside, one washer on the inside, basically recreating what I just had. Go through the tire, finding the hole again, and all the way through. And mine comes flush. So I'm going to hold it with the finger, just like that. Go with my screw. So I got washers on both the outsides. And these screws do have blue Loctite. Blue Loctite, supposedly, manufacturers are different, but the universal is you can get it off. It's not a forever thing, but depending on which one, they can be on there pretty good, which is a good thing. But the red Loctite is the one that sometimes will give you some trouble. And you need a little heat in that. Blue is what I use pretty much for everything. Well, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up a little bit more. That should be fine. Now, I'm going to just do the exact same thing to the other 3. So that is the bad wheel there. And yeah, saving the luggage, guys, saving the luggage. All right, so I got 2 down, and what I've learned is I wish this set came with different thicknesses of washers. They just have all one size washers. I wish instead they gave you some washers, but they also gave you shims, meaning like just washers with varying um, sizes, thicknesses, so that you can do some fine tuning on the play that the wheel has. Now I flipped these over, but I'm trying not to have all those metal shavings go everywhere. I wanted them to spin freely. There's a little tiny bit of play, and it should be okay. The factory ones have a little bit of play because those are just like essentially bushings. But in order to get that, and they're not all the same, You think if this comes out of a plastic mold that it would be the same. Actually, they're a different wheel, so that would make a different that would make sense that the thicknesses of each are different because this is the back side, this is the front side, but they look kind of like the same wheel. Now, I mentioned about the covers. The covers I'm not going to be able to use. I noticed that one of these broken wheels had a cover popped off, so it must have really took a hard beating on like the edge of one of these wheels, and that was really the cause of the failure. Looks good, spins good. Tighten it up more. No play, or a little bit of play, tiny bit of play, back and forth, tiny bit of play. All right, guys, that wraps up this video, and can't beat it for 12 bucks. It saves me having to go out and spend another $100 on a piece of luggage. So hope this helps you guys. And again, this is just replacing the wheels, but I did find that you can buy the whole wheel if it's like broken off and you need more than just the actual wheel itself. So that's it for this video. Hope it helps somebody out there that's trying to fix their luggage. Take care. Bye.